Well, greetings, pinball fans, and welcome to another episode of Alpha Bravo Pinball. My time with Foo Fighters is sadly over, and as you can see, Rush is back in the lineup. Today on the program, I'm going to give you my full opinion on the game after having had the pleasure of playing it for about 3 months. So without further delay, let's go. All right, it's time to do my review of Foo Fighters Pinball. If you've watched my prior videos here on Alpha Bravo Pinball, you know that I mostly try to do objective presentations of the game where I show you the game in as much detail as possible, and I let you, the viewer, decide what you think of it. With that said, in the comments, I'm often asked what I think of this game and how it compares to other games. So what I thought I would do in this video is give you my complete opinion on this game. All criticism of the game is intended to be as constructive, fair, and honest as possible, but spoiler alert, Foo Fighters is pretty darn good, as you're about to see, so let's take a look. But before we begin, I have a few disclaimers for you. First of all, you should know that I am not an owner of this game. I've never owned it. I was able to borrow it from a friend. I have no industry affiliation whatsoever, and Stern was not involved in me having a copy of this game. It was borrowed by a private individual on loan. I had the LE edition of the game on hand for about 3 months, but I'm also very familiar with the Pro, having another friend that owns the Pro version of the game, and I've played the premium copy as well. During my time with the game was running software version 0.99, so not yet at 1.0 code. So how are we going to review this game? For this review, I'm going to divide my opinions into 6 different buckets, and we'll go into the details of what I'm looking for each of those shortly, but they are Playfield Layout, sound, artwork, general appeal of the game, software and rules, and fun factor. For each of these categories, I'm going to assign a rating from 2 thumbs down all the way to 2 thumbs up. At the end, we should have a scorecard that looks something like this, but of course, filled out. With that out of the way, let's talk about Foo Fighters. First of all, Playfield Layout. What am I looking for in a pinball playfield? I'm definitely looking for a balance of hard and easy shots difficulty-wise. It's no fun to play a game that's only hard shots, and conversely, also not fun if every single shot is easy and low risk. So a good balance there is important. I'm looking for originality. I don't want to feel like I'm playing the same game I've played before. And effectiveness. How well do the shots actually work? Do the ramp shots actually do what they're supposed to? Do the orbit shots do what they're supposed to? Are there any flaws where the ball gets stuck, etc.? That's what I'm looking for. So what about Foo Fighters? Definitely a big 2 thumbs up here when it comes to the playfield layout. I think Jack Danger has done an amazing job creating a playfield like none other. I really love the crossover shots that, we haven't really seen too much on pinball before, including a jump shot, which is, you don't really realize it's a jump shot, but you don't need to know. It's just a really fun shot. I think the upper playfield layout is really, really well done. Better than most games where, the ball doesn't spend too much time up there, but there is like repeatable shots. There's a loop, targets, multiple loops to target, a spinner. It's just a really cool upper playfield. And I think for that reason alone, the premium or LE are worth it over the Pro. But that said, even the Pro layout from a playfield perspective is just an excellent shooting game. Super original. Yeah, good balance of difficult shots and easy shots. I think it's a big winner and one of the best things about Foo Fighters Pinball, the playfield layout on it. Now let's talk about sound. What am I looking for here from a sound perspective? 3 things primarily. So we're going to talk about sound effects, music, and speech callouts. Well, let's cut right to the chase and say it, folks. I think sound is one of the lowest scoring categories on Foo Fighters Pinball. The music, don't get me wrong, this is a great sounding game. You're going to have tons of fun listening to Foo Fighters music. I think that's an ideal type of music for this game. I think where the game falls a little bit flat for me is sound effects and speech callouts, both with the ones that are there, as well as missing sound effects and callouts. I think, when I was learning this game, I tried to learn it on my own without, reading all the rules online, etc. And which replicates how you, the viewer, probably, if you've not nerded out on the game ahead of time, how you're going to learn it out in the real world. The speech call outs and sound effects really don't help you and do you any favors with this game. I'm thinking the radio targets in particular, you can barely hear the sound effect. And when you get an award, you have no idea unless you happen to be looking at the screen, which, if you're playing the game, you're probably not. So this is an area there's hope. They're still on version 0.99. I really, really hope that when we see the next software update for this game, that there's a big amount of effort on Stern's part that's put into sound effects and speech callouts. I will say there are some sound effects that I really like that I think are funny. The little bots noise that they make these cute little noises. That makes me smile for sure. And like I said, it's a good sounding game. So a bit of a begrudging neutral overall score for sound on Foo Fighters. Next, let's talk about artwork. On the artwork side, I'm looking at the Playfield art, of course, the cabinet art, and the Translite art. The Translite being the thing that, of course, grabs you when you first see the game. I'll say the first time I saw this particular copy of the game, which is the first time I saw Foo Fighters LE, I was blown away. It looks really, really beautiful. I think Jeremy Packer, aka Zombie Yeti, just knocked it out of the park in all three of these categories. Just wow, two big thumbs up on the artwork for this game. I think all of Jeremy Packer's games are amazing artwork wise. This might be his best one yet. Certainly up there with Ghostbusters, in my opinion, of some of the best pinball art in pinball. It's just fantastic. So yeah, two big thumbs up for artwork from me here. Next, overall appeal. What am I looking for with overall appeal? Well, first of all, the theme. The theme plays a big part, and a random person walking up to the game, and what are they going to think about it? The first thing they're going to notice, of course, is the theme before any of the other stuff that I just talked about. The layout, etc. Like nobody's going to care if the theme doesn't appeal to them. I'm looking for unique features in mechs, and I'm looking at lighting. So overall score here for appeal for me is a thumbs up. I will say that Foo Fighters is not my favorite band in the world. That said, this game, it has a little bit of a twist. It's not just like concert footage, which would definitely be, a turnoff for me. What I like about it is they've gone out of their way to make it in a way that would appeal to even non-fans of the band, focusing on the whole alien thing and the Area 51. So well done for sure. Unique features in mechs, there isn't anything to write home about on this game. I think the Overlord mech is pretty cool, but I think the most unique thing about this is not necessarily features and mechanisms, but is the layout itself, which we've already covered in the other category. So that I deduct a few points here, but all good. I think it's good for what it is. And lighting is pretty good. This game features expression lighting, the LE edition, which is an upgrade available on the premium as well. I would say I think the expression lighting on Led Zeppelin and Rush is maybe a little bit better executed than it is on Foo Fighters, but it's still a very well-lit game and fun to play. Next, software and rules. What am I looking for here? Well, I'm looking for rules that call upon you, the player, to shoot all the shots in the game. I want interesting shot variety. I don't want to be shooting the same shot all day long. I want rules that are intuitive, that you can figure out, again, without having to resort to reading a very long rule sheet on the internet. I want the game to tell me what to do, not, a rule sheet online. And I want a rule set that has lasting appeal too. That's not repetitive. That's going to call to me to play the game over and over. And I give Foo Fighters here a thumbs up for software and rules. They're still at 0.99, so I think there's definitely more to come, and that could transform this score potentially in the future. But for what it is now, it's a solid game rules-wise. There's some things I like. Bot Frenzy, I think, is super fun. You've got your standard modes with the colored shots, and then the standard multi-ball. I do appreciate that the Overlord multi-ball, it was a very approachable, intuitive. Like you kind of know what to do there, even without reading the rule sheet. So I give it intuitiveness points for sure. Where I worry a little bit about the game is more on the lasting appeal, but I'd say after 3 months, I was sad to see the same game go, and I definitely would have liked to have it for longer than that. But alas, I can't have all the games. So anyway, thumbs up on software and rules. Finally, fun factor. Does this game give me that one more game feeling where I just can't stop playing it all night long? Does it have attainable goals? And does it have wow moments that, again, keep you coming back for more? Thumbs up, absolutely, from this game for me. I played it over and over and over during the 3 months that I had it. I played almost nothing but Foo Fighters, to be quite honest. I like that there are some attainable goals. Games with mini wizard modes in particular that, I'm not going to get every game. I'm not going to get every second game. Maybe I only get it every 10 games. I think that's really cool. Quite frankly, I think the wizard mode proper on many Stern games is completely out of reach for, even an intermediate player. And so I really appreciate when they throw in a mini wizard mode that's kind of like halfway there, that is definitely more attainable. And frankly, makes me want to play the game more because you don't see it all the time, and it's really cool. I think where this game could elevate to 2 thumbs up, but is not quite there, is maybe on the wow moments side. With the multi-balls in particular, don't get me wrong, they're really fun. But they don't speak to me as, wow, this is the best thing ever, certainly. But nevertheless, a solid thumbs up on the fun factor front for Foo Fighters. And so with that, what does our scorecard look? Well, like I said in the beginning, no surprise here. It is mostly thumbs up with the exception of sound, and there's hope for that with a software update. We'll see. But so overall, folks, yes, it's a thumbs up from me on Foo Fighters. I think this is a really, really great game. Very impressive effort from Jack Danger with his first, full-fledged coin-op pinball machine. It's just a great game. I only have room for a very, very small collection. Maybe if I had more space, it's a game that I would own. But in the meantime, I've really enjoyed my time with it. I hope to play it more. I'm certainly going to drop coins in it when I see it on location. And if you're looking for a game for your own collection, I would buy without hesitation. This definitely gets my full recommendation. Thumbs up. Now, before we go, I have to add one more thing about this release and how it's been handled by Stern. Breaking news, folks, Stern has apparently just put out an announcement that more Foo Fighters accessories, they're going to reveal some things as early as next week. But with that said, it's been a year. That's too long in my mind. They promised the expression lighting upgrade capability. They promised that a year ago. We still haven't seen them. They're still not available. That's just too long in my book. Same with the code is very good as it is, but I would like it to not take a year before we at least hit 1.0 and see what this game really is. Some people might be waiting until 1.0 code before deciding to buy it, and you still can't make that decision at this point because we're still at 0.99. By the way, I am a Rush machine owner. The same exact thing was true with the expression lighting for that game. From the time of purchasing the game to finally being able to get to the expression lighting upgrade for my game, it took a year, and I think that's just too long. I hope that Stern can improve this in the future. With that said, I don't think that these things should damper your excitement for this game. Overall, it's still a fantastic game, and yep, it gets my recommendation at the end of the day. Well, there you go, folks. That's Foo Fighters Pinball and what I think of it. I hope you found this video useful. Again, if you're considering purchasing it and you'd rather see an objective presentation of the game with very little opinion, and you want to make up your own mind, then by all means, go watch my overview of the game that I've made previously. That game is all about showing you the game, showing you how it plays, and then you can make up your own mind. That plus this, I think you've got both sides of the equation. So hope this was helpful. Join me again next time here on Alpha Bravo Pinball. Good night, everyone.